Coming up tonight, Republicans continue their plan to try and repeal Obamacare and implement their own policy. The bill is facing sharp criticism from both sides of Congress.
And the Native Nations March takes to D.C. to fight for treaty rights and environmental protection. The controversial Dakota Access Pipeline is facing great opposition from several American Indian tribes. District Wire News starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to District Wire News. I'm Patrick Kavanaugh.
And I'm Danielle DiBartolo. The U.S. economy is showing solid gains in Trump's first full month. The unemployment rate is 4.7% following an addition of more than 200,000 jobs. In February, Trump says he is determined to fulfill his promise of creating 25 million jobs over the next 10 years. Economists say it will be a challenge to reach that goal due to many baby boomers either retiring or already leaving the job market. Consumer and business confidence are at an all-time high along with the stock market.
4 branches of the military are looking into the posting of nude photos of female service members on various websites. The investigation comes after lewd photos began surfacing on private Facebook groups like Marines United. Marine Corps Commandant Robert Neller says he intends to fix this problem.
Right now, we all need to be focused on getting better, becoming more lethal, working day and night to stay ahead of potential adversaries, getting ready for the fight today and the one ahead. Not hiding on social media, participating in, or being aware of actions that are disrespectful and harmful to other Marines. It's embarrassing to our Corps, to our families, and to the nation.
The controversy is now under review by the Naval Criminal Investigation Service. The Army has said that criminal and/or disciplinary action is possible for any soldier who condones misconduct.
The American Health Care Act, the plan Republicans hope will replace Obamacare, is already receiving backlash, and particularly from Republicans themselves. Alicia Abelson has more.
The Republican replacement for the Affordable Care Act is going into review by the Budget Committee. So far, the bill has passed in both the Ways and Means Committee and the Energy and Commerce Committee. The proposal was released on Monday and is already under scrutiny.
It's going to be very difficult for poor people to get to be able to afford health care coverage, and that's really what makes you able to live a healthy life if you have good insurance coverage and good access to health care and things like that. So this is really a concern.
Jody Gann, a public health professor at American University, says that the new proposal is troubling.
There is no longer going to be a subsidy to help those people that don't make very much money be able to afford the expensive premiums for health insurance. And premium is the monthly fee that individuals pay to get their health insurance.
The Trump administration is supportive of the new health care proposal.
We are enacting, I think, very strong conservative values in health care that give all Americans more choice at a lower cost.
H.R. 1275, which is also titled the World's Greatest Health Care Plan of 2017 in the bill document, will continue to allow adults to stay on their parents' health care plans until the age of 26 and will forbid insurers from denying coverage or charging more to those with pre-existing health conditions. The American Health Care Act is on track to reach the House floor by the end of the month. For District Wire News, I'm Alicia Abelson.
South Korean President Park Geun-hye is removed from office following a national security scandal. Sources say Park shared classified information with an advisor who did not have proper security clearance. Protesters are taking over Seoul since Park's removal. 2 people have died in the chaos. The impeachment proceedings now move to South Korea's Constitutional Court, who will have 180 days to deliberate.
A recent information dump by WikiLeaks shows just how extensive the Obama administration's surveillance abilities really were. The dump comes from only a few days after President Trump tweeted that then President Obama had wiretapped his phones in Trump Tower during the election. A program entitled Umbrage is getting significant attention. This specific document outlined how the CIA can impersonate cyber attack techniques used by foreign governments. The documents do not mention any wiretapping at Trump Tower and do not specify whether the umbrage program has ever been used.
Several American Indian tribes and grassroots organizations from across the country are gathering in Washington to march against the controversial Dakota Access Pipeline. The Native Nations Rise movement organized the protest after construction on the pipeline resumed in February. Jenica Krall reports.
The Native Nations March on Washington is making their way through downtown D.C. to rally for climate justice, water rights, as well as human rights for all minority communities.
It's time for us to stand for our people and stand for our children to come and our grandchildren to come. If we don't, who will?
To learn this land, you need to learn what happened to the natives so you can learn to appreciate what this land really represents. You're on stolen land, and that's the truth.
The march is being led by the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe following many years of fighting against the Dakota Access Pipeline construction. Supporters of the Standing Rock Reservation say the pipeline threatens the water supply when it crosses the Missouri River.
Part of our treaty is that we're entitled to that water, and we're entitled to clean water, and so it goes back to just a single break can contaminate all of our waters.
The march wraps up 4 days of cultural workshops, speakers, prayer, and traditional singing at a TP encampment on the National Mall.
7 generations ago, our ancestors, they prayed for us to be here, and we understand their sacrifices and their blood that was shed, and we want to carry that on to protect the earth.
Solidarity marches are being held across cities nationwide. In Washington, Jenica Krall for District Wire News.
The Trump administration is weighing deep cuts to the budget of the Coast Guard, Transportation Security Administration, and Federal Emergency Management Agency as it begins to look for money to increase security along the southern border. The goal is to shift about $5 billion towards hiring additional agents for Customs and Border Protection. To crack down on illegal immigration at the border, lawmakers are expressing concerns over the funds which have already been cut short due to the war on drugs, illegal immigration, and terrorism.
Coming up next, Jewish community centers around the country are increasing security amid bomb threats. For many in the Jewish community, these anti-Semitic actions are startling. District Wire News will take a closer look.
An high-ranking police official is guilty of embezzlement. She stole more than $180,000 from her local dues. We will have more after the break.